praying to God everything just behaves. Because I am beyond done with technology today. Okay. Hopefully everything just plays nice. I'm not counting on it, but yeah, the CPU is definitely running at a much better percentage, which is good. It's not up in the 20s, it's down in the 10s and 9s, which is where it should be. Oh my god, I'm fucking wiped already. Sorry guys, that took way longer than I thought because apparently one of OBS's rules to open a window or to cast a window in the window capture is that the application has to be open when you do so. That is the dumbest crap I've ever heard. Okay. Anyways, enough of this shit. I'm beyond finished with it already, and I'm not taking it on you guys. It's just, when you're trying to get shit done and you can't get it done, yeah, it's really fucking annoying. Anyways, moving on. So hopefully the PC behaves, and it seems to be behaving a lot more better. The restart definitely didn't work. I don't know what the hell the problem was. It's got to be something in the background. I don't know, guys. I have no clue. It's just Windows. So, yeah, back to where we were. So as I said, yeah, this has been a lot of fucking work. It's been a lot of work to get done in the right amount of time and everything like that. Like, Red Hill, I don't worry about as much because, well, I can take days off and yada yada yada. I'm not on a time schedule. This one's on a time schedule. So anyways, so that's the last page we worked on. So I'm just going to show you guys where we are, what I've been working on since then. So this was a 1-day page because I couldn't do 2 in that day. And basically this page was her basically saying, fuck you, I'm not listening to what you say because you kidnapped my ass. So screw you. And then we get to this page, and of course you can see she's not happy. She's very pissed. And yeah, this was a fun picture to draw. It was fun to just draw her giving him the bird. And then our villain basically says, okay, you're upset. Alright, I'll give you time to think it over. And then we get to, really, Pen? Don't even start. And then this is the last page from yesterday, which is departure of the villain. Razzle shows up and saves Drusilla. So this is actually going to be, and the next page is where we are currently. So let's make a new page. Again, if you guys are interested in if you like want to make your own manga or whatever, this is not paid shit. This is literally free programs. All you need is to just download it from the Play Store. It's IBS Paint X. And the only thing that you really need to do in this to get really full access is watch an ad. A 40-second ad. Like a minute out of your day. And you have full access to every single brush. So I'd say that's much better than having to pay whatever it is a month in order to get access to really advanced brushes. I've made this thing work just fine. But yeah, if you guys are interested, and I'm not sponsored or anything, God no. But if you are like someone who wants to make manga or whatever, or just comics in general, this is the program. I've used this ever since I started doing digital art. Okay, panel 1. So I think I know where I'm going with this. Oh, right, text forbidden. So, unfortunately, that's just going to be a thing. Oh well, nothing I can't deal with. Okay. So I think I know where I want to go with the last page, which is, I kind of want her to be like a panel of her crying her eyes out. Because this would basically be the end of a section. And I've just got to figure out how to put that into visual. Excuse me. Good lord. And if there's like, guys, it's just the CPU being an ass, so I don't know what to do about that. The CPU is running about 18% right now, and it should not be running that high. It should be down in like the 9%, 10%. I don't get why it's doing it. I don't know what the problem is. I went through everything. Updates. The task manager. I've looked everywhere for something that could possibly be lagging it. Don't know what it is. It was fine when I first started, but now it's being an ass again. Okay, whatever. Moving on. So I think doing something like, I don't know. There's a few ideas that I could do here. Because I want this to just be the page that ends this section. So basically Razzle comes to save her, and Drusilla breaks down because, well, she basically thought she was going to die. Because she's in hell, literally. So I'm thinking like a page like here on the directions to doofus on the left and another on the right, and they kind of coincide with one another. Either that or like one is kind of off center, because that seems to be a thing in mangas. So whoops. So have like have one of Drusilla, like maybe side panel, crying, like a face of her face crying, and the other of Razzle, like, I don't know, eyes shut, tears going down her face, just to kind of visualize how she feels. And then have some text over that of Drusilla from the future, pretty much. Let's see, how much space does that give me? This is literally my thought process. Like something along those lines, but because this would be the final page. Like something like that. I don't know. Let's just try it. I do not know why my CPU is being asked, but I don't know, guys. We're just gonna have to deal with it. I do not know why. I'm gonna have to like consult my friend Mark to figure out what the hell is going on, because he knows way more about this shit than me. He knows way more about this shit than me. He would probably know what the hell is going on with the PC that's causing it to lag. I don't know what. Okay, now it's calming down to 8%. Again, I think it's background stuff. I think there's something going on in the PC, like in the background, that's causing it to do it. I don't know what. Anyways, enough bitching. Let's get to work. Otherwise, we're going to be here forever. Just don't look at the fucking PC and it should be fine. Okay, so Drusilla would be facing this way, pretty much. I've never really drawn... I haven't drawn, like, crying that much. That's an expression I have not messed with very much. I want her whole face. So it'd be very similar to that one in, what's the name of that goddamn, Unconditional. It would be like that one in Unconditional of Sakura's, like, side panel, yeah, whatever. So it'd be like... Okay, pen, why are we being a butt? God, why is everything being an ass today? Welcome to the life of Sparrow Knight 642. Okay, I feel like that needs to go out further, but sometimes the nose is really hard to pick. Okay, her mouth is covered. Like, the mouth is covered, so we don't have to worry about drawing her mouth. I don't know. Let's just kind of draw something and figure it out as we go. mouth would be open, but her mouth is covered. So I think it's just more like her eyes are really the thing that are like scrunched. But I do still need to add those bumps because that is an indentation. If I can get my pen to behave for 5 seconds. Again, it's just gonna kind of be a work in progress as we go. Okay. We are way off in terms of size profile, but again, I don't really feel like it's necessarily a huge issue right now. Because we'd have the bump for the other lip, but I am going way too far into the face. Okay, then I'm gonna go out and come back in like that. And that would create the chin line. Okay. Needs to be more straight than that. Nope. No. Also, I am no professional, so don't expect this to go very smoothly. If, like, some days I have my on days, some days I have my off days. Okay, I see the problem. The nose is going up like a ski hill or something. So we need to fix that. Nose needs to be a lot more smoothed. It's all just a matter of messing around until you get it. Whoops. Shouldn't be any interruptions, but life's unpredictable sometimes. Okay, so our neck would be like right there. Okay, definitely got some fixing to do to the head. But again, like I said, it's just a very, very long process of just figuring things out. Side panel, oh my god. Side view is definitely not one of my biggest fortes. But I'm slowly but surely learning how to do it. Nope. Nope. Okay. I can already tell the nose is out way too far, so I need to fix that. Excuse me. Probably more like right there is where the head needs to be. And yes, I have tried the circle trick before. It did not work for me. I've tried the circle trick with the cross. Yes, I've tried it, and it did not work. It always ended up with me drawing the nose way too long and too far out from the face. So I'm just going with how I started. Okay, now we're getting closer to the mark. But I still think that nose is a little too, I don't know. Yeah, we've definitely got a nose that is not the right juncture. It like goes out straight too much. Probably needs more curved. No, I don't think so. Maybe something like that. Something I've been doing recently, though, and I don't understand where the hate is coming from this game. I don't. I started playing the Data Live gacha game because I saw that it had 2.5 stars on the Play Store. And I'm like, is this game really, really this bad? I downloaded it, and I'm still playing it. It's honestly not that bad. It's a little weird, not gonna lie. Yeah, it is a little weird. But definitely not the worst gacha game I've ever played. Definitely not. There's definitely worse. There's way worse out there. Fake granddaughter. The gacha in that game is absolutely fucking horrendous. Okay. We're getting closer to where we need to be. For some reason, I cannot draw this part today, for some reason. I don't know. Everything's just being an asshole to me today. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Ibis. Don't even start with me. So hopefully you guys have a lot of patience because this is going to take a little bit of time. There we go. That looks more like a head. Somewhat. Alright. So we've got a head structure. Now we just need to give her some features. So her eyes would be shut because she's crying. So the eyes are usually like right between, like this part right here. So her eyes would go back kind of like, nope, they'd be more like that. Too big. Way too big. Shut eyes are the easiest ones to draw. Most certainly, yes. Okay. Then Drusella's eyebrow. Bleh. Then Drusella's eyelashes are 1, 2, no. 1, 2, 3, no. 3. Oh my god. 3. That goes out like that, comes out like that. 4. 4 little triangles, pointed triangles. But yeah, the Data Live game has definitely got me pretty interested in actually watching the actual show. But I don't get the hate for it. Must have had a rough launch if it's got 2.5 out of 5 stars. It had to have had a rough launch. Because the comments I was seeing the most was like people couldn't log into their accounts, they got locked out of their account or something like that. Like that's the majority of everything that I was seeing. Okay. But honestly, I don't see it. I think the game's main issue though is that it doesn't have like the progression amount, like the progression ratio, like being able to progress your characters and all that stuff. It needs work, for sure. Definitely needs work. Okay, her eye would be kind of scrunched right here because she's like, what's the word? Really holding her eyes shut. I think that's the right place. All right. Give her some eyelashes, or eyebrows, excuse me. Kind of looks like she's trying to kiss you right now. Okay. Something still seems off about the head, and I think I might know what it is. But I think we're okay to leave it the way it is because hair still needs to be added. Okay. Let's go back to this guy real quick. What happens if I were to add like stuff like that underneath her eyes? Like little... Nope, that don't work. Okay, let's add her cover on her mouth. So her lips are basically those bumps. Not worried about getting that too perfect by any means. Okay. Okay, let's see if that might work. Add some little to give that just a little bit more like it's like, what's the word, tight. Well, let's add her hair and see what happens. This is the tricky part. Okay. Hers is the middle one. 2 triangles off this side on the her right side. Left side, same deal, but the second triangle is the shortest one, and then you have the 2 strands. Okay, simple enough. Still learning my characters. Yeah, it doesn't go over the full top of her nose. Or tip, excuse me. Let's see if we can get this correct. These are really the details that start to bring the character to life. Like you wouldn't believe what a difference. Oh my god, I'm still way back there. Crime on APC, why? Also, her head is pretty far forward. So, again, kind of got some physics going on here. Nope. No. Excuse me. Okay, the angle of this hair strand has to be a little different. Probably needs to come from like right there. Because of how this angle works. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Right now I'm just kind of testing the waters. It kind of does work, but this connection does not look right. Whoops. Nope. Okay, I think this needs to be curved more because it's going on the top of the head. So let's do that. Sure, that'll work. Okay. Now she needs her side strand things. So that would come from behind here. Nope. In fact, let me just do this, just to be really safe. I guess if I just come from this angle, it should be fine. Okay. No. I think the idea that I was going for before was better, like this angle. Never gets easier, nor does it get harder by any means. Oh, for the love of Pete. Nope. Okay. I think this works. I just gotta get that strand length, please, and thank you. Looking like it's actually flowing naturally. Like that. That works good. Okay, then just go like that. Okay, Ibis Paint is really lagging right now, but then again, everything's been lagging like crazy today. I don't know why. I don't know why, but it has been a day. Okay. I feel like I'm missing something very important. Okay, let's go back to 1 for a sec. This is the critical step because it determines whether or not it looks good or not. That's why I didn't put any, like, hair details or anything. Okay. Chin line. Believe that's on a different layer. Yep, it is. Nope, not that one, not that one. Yep, there we go. Okay. Okay. That's not too bad. Oh, well, hang on. Now comes the real determiner when we erase the forehead. Okay, I can already tell it doesn't look that bad. Oh, shit. Let's give her hair some detail. Okay, so I can just do this kind of thing. Just put what the hell? Never mind, apparently not. Oh, I see what I did. I accidentally pushed the trash can symbol. And then if you want to make hair look a little bit more detailed, you just go ahead and add these things. But make sure they follow the, like, make sure they actually follow how the hair, like, curves and turns and stuff like that. Otherwise, then it's just going to look weird. But adding just little lines just to give the hair a little bit more texture, yep, that'll definitely do the trick. These ones are always the pain in the ass because they're curved. Okay, get rid of all this. Whoops. Yep, like that. And the one on the front of her face. Guess I could just go with something like that. No, I cannot. What about that? That might work. Okay, now I gotta go back to the hair real quick because we're not done yet. To make her look like she's actually like a captured victim who's been through some shit, you need to like add some scraggly like loose hairs and stuff. Really gives that like captured victim look. That way they don't look like, they've been out in like a normal place and actually look like they've been through some shit. And given the context, I would imagine she's been through some shit. That said, these ones I hate doing because they really are sometimes the easiest thing, sometimes they are the most ridiculous shit to get because of my stabilizer. Okay, let's just cut that down a little bit. Okay. The one on the top of her head, which would be, and pretty much. Let me try and cut that down just a little bit. Okay, that don't look natural. Let's try just extending it a little bit more. Nope. What about that? Yeah, that's fine. Works well enough, I would say. All right, now let's give her the final detail that kind of makes her look like she's in a situation where she is, tired, exhausted, has been through some shit. Sweat. Believe it or not, I used to struggle drawing this. But nope, it's just a bunch of like check marks with just the curved bottom. Gotta always add that one to the chin. Going over her gag, I guess. Nope, that don't look right. Let's just go something like this. All right, now the final detail, which is the tears. Nope, curved wrong way. It's probably come down more this way. Yeah, that looks like a captured victim. But how do I give it a little bit more like she's crying kind of detail? Great question. I guess I just put the text. But considering our text privileges are turned off, and I do not know why it does this, it just does this for some reason. What about like something like that? Ooh, that actually did do something. Just not that ugly. Does it kind of indicate that she's, doing something? Okay. Sharpened. Maybe sloppy is the way to go. That way it doesn't look natural by any means. I mean, yeah, that kind of does something. I think that'd be upside down, wouldn't it? Hang on a second. I think this would actually be upside down. Now that I think about it. Nope, that makes her look too calm. So yeah, I'm just gonna go with that. Okay. Then, as a text, like just a, like, what's the word? Placeholder text. We're just gonna put like crying or cries. Crying. But I do need to leave room for some extra text because, yeah, like put that by her face, and then down here, whoops, and then down here we'd have like, okay, my emotions broke. They broke. They broke. Dot, dot, dot. Let's actually do that correctly. They broke. I broke. I broke. What? And then we would have Razzle in the next one. Can't do text layers, which is very fucking stupid. Okay, that was weird. I will be RB. I gotta go to the bathroom. So I think this would be like an eye panel, like an eye panel of like Razzle just like being torn because she's seeing, you know, Drusilla in her most weakened state, I guess you could say, at her lowest point, terrified, like a child. Okay. They broke, I broke. So the next one would just be an eye panel. Okay, Razzle has some like sharp eyes, but they're not like villainous eyes. They're more like that. Am I on the right layer? Yes. Just making sure. The lemon wedge eyes is what I call these, because that's what they look like. They look like a they look like a wet. Never mind my inability to speak, guys. I'm sorry. Yep, that's what I needed. Should turn the stabilizer off, but okay. That's more the Razzle, like, eye shape. Just kind of shape it down so it's a little bit more equal. Don't ask me to draw real eyes because it's not going to end well. Had to do that once for, well, had to attempt like a somewhat realistic eye shape when I did, oh fuck, what's her name? Grace for the Stripper series? Yeah, the Stripper series. That is DA only. Had to do her. She's more realistic, so yeah, had to draw her. And doing her eyeballs was very, 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 very hard. Okay, Razzle has easy ones. She has very easy eyelashes. She basically goes all the way back. What the fuck? She basically goes all the way back. Maybe if I can get this thing to fucking function. Nope. Sometimes the stabilizer your best friend or your worst enemy. Same thing with layers. Okay, that looks a little too large. No, let's straighten it out and see what happens. Stop it! Sorry, guys. That might work. Seems like about a decent size, I'd say. That's what she said. Shut up. Yeah, that's about the right size, I would say. Alright, now our pupil, which is a diamond, and I hate drawing diamonds because they are a symmetrical shape. Fucking hell. Just gotta get close enough. I don't have to get it 100% close. Don't even get me started on symmetry. I hate it. It's the blast, because I suck at symmetry. Always have. What if I did that? I mean, yeah. It's not the main focus anyway, so I'm not too worried about it being not perfect. Okay, let's put that in the right spot. Kind of turn it a little bit. Oh. Again, I think that it needs to be a little bit bigger, but again, we'll just kind of go with that for now. Because that just goes black. All right. Okay, increase the size a little bit. Okay. All right. Got a pupil. All right. Now I've got to somehow get her to look like concerned, sad. Whoa, what the hell? No. No, this ain't a horror movie. No. Okay. Something along these lines. That's more mad. Okay. I think I've got an idea. Like maybe have her eye slightly shut to kind of mirror what's going on here. Definitely not something I do very often, so if it's a little rough around the edges, I'm sorry. Okay, what happens if I were to do that? These are always tricky to get right. Okay, so am I on the right layer? I don't think so. No, I'm not. There it is. So we put like little creases underneath. Okay. Here we go. Random bullshit's gonna start happening. Sorry, guys. Oh, I'll fix it. It's no big deal. Encoding shouldn't be overloaded. Get your shit together, PC. Knock it off. Sorry, guys. I do not know why it does this, but it's just a fucking piece of shit is what it is. When it wants to be. No, don't close that. Just do that. Can I please? Thank you. Alright, this thing turns back on, because why not? Okay. Nope, he's more curved. No. There we go. That might work. Okay. Let's see. What happens if I were to... Whoop, did I put a new layer? No, I did not. Let's see if I... What happens when I do this? Like, just as a test. Oh my god, it's sloppy fucking lines, man. Imagine that without the stabilizer. Just saying. Imagine this without a stabilizer. Don't know how I went over a year without using almost a year and a half without ever knowing about the stabilizer being used wrong. I always had the stabilizer on, but it was on the wrong setting. I always wondered, how do I get that thing to where artists can just, make a, and it straightens itself out? But then I learned. You have to set it to after you put the strand down. Strand, line. Nope. Okay. We need to add some other details. And I think that goes right here, the little creases around the eyeball. If I can get my pen to behave. Nope. Can't think. What about right here? Like right there. Don't worry, we're gonna add some details like hair and shit, but in a minute. In a minute. Again, I think that the eyelash, or eyebrow, excuse me, is not right, so I'm just gonna retry that. I think we need to go more like that. But don't make her look angry. Something along those lines. Alright, let's just keep going. Okay, hair. I also need to put the eye more in the center. Could you go away, you stupid warning? Please leave me alone. It doesn't even concern me, so leave me alone. There's not a rain cloud in sight. What you trying to draw? Hello, free to play child. That's funny. I'm working on a manga that I'm currently creating for Halloween, and I'm in a rush to get it done. Okay, let's see. So, her bangs are strange. So she has the one that comes out to this side, then it goes up like that on the opposite side. And then, oh, this is the side that only has the little crease that comes down like that, basically. Oh my lord. Sorry if I didn't see your comment, but God, it has been a morning and a half. And then she has the little strand that comes down over her cheek. So I think you would see a little bit of the strand end. Okay. I can already tell there's some things that need to be fixed. But again, in time. Okay, she needs a nose. That's what's missing here. She needs a nose. So the nose would probably be about right here-ish. I mean, yeah. I think the eye's a little too high up, so I need to bring that down. There, it's not big enough. One of the two. One of the two. I feel like I'm missing a very... Oh, yeah, she has those things underneath her eyes, doesn't she? Like a jester. There is lore behind that. Stop it! Okay, where is that layer? Right there. Just gonna make a new layer. Okay, and these things go down kind of like that. Kind of like that. Nope, this side's more curved. Goes down more like that. Please and thank you. Nope, more straight. Oh, I hate symmetry. I hate symmetry. I hate it. Yeah, it looks a little too small. Move. That's more the right size for that little detail on her. Yeah, sometimes it can be frustrating. Don't tell me about it, bro. Alright. Where's the hair? Nope. There it is. Okay, raise this strand. Please and thank you. That looks like shit. Let's fix that. Also, if there's lag, I am so sorry, but my PC has just been a butt. I do not know why, but it has just been a butt lately. Nope. I do not know why my pen is being an ass now. IBS. Okay, let's give her some hair details. Probably more like that. Okay. Something still doesn't seem right about it. And I think I might know what it is. Well, that don't connect correctly, so let's fix that. Also stop. Like that needs to overlap that just a little bit. But that don't look right. Usually these panels don't give me trouble. But today, everything just chose violence. I don't know why, but it did. Ibis, can you stop being a laggy piece of garbage, please? Jesus. Okay. Is it just because part of the eye is covered that it looks small? Like, I think that is the problem. Here, there, the eye needs to be just a smidget bigger. I have had these issues before. Okay, that's on the same layer. Just gonna combine all these so that I don't have to do this a gazillion times over. What? Oh. Okay, now I just need the eyeball. Alright, let's see if I can increase this a little bit, if it might fix it. Okay, that don't look right. Pull it down just a little bit. That should line up perfectly. So, let's see. I honestly think it's the eyebrow. I honestly think it's the eyebrow. That doesn't make it look like she's like doing the right thing that I want her to do. Okay, that looks somewhat better. It definitely looks like she's doing more of what I want her to do. I want her to be crying, sad, distraught. And I think my brain's just doing the thing where if it can't see the full picture, then it don't look right. Thank you. Fuck you, brain. I hate you sometimes. Like if I feel like I've also got the hair just a little too high up. Oh my god, could you piss off? Sorry. God. What the hell? Oh. Is it down? What the fuck did I push? Oh, I see what I did. Yeah, I think I had those a little too high up. So hopefully we can fix this without too much problems. Okay, now it definitely looks like it's more like correct, like in the right spots and all that stuff. So cool. That's what we want. I don't think that's off. All right, so now what we need to do is we need to add some placeholder text. They broke, I broke. And Razzle broke. So that could be the end of that little section. Get across the point. Oh, there was one more thing I wanted to add down here, and that's for her to say like sister dot dot dot. Sister dot dot dot. It'll be changed. And there's probably room for some stuff like in these areas, but I don't know what to put there right now. Yeah, I don't know what to put right now. So I'll worry about that later when it matters. Okay, I think this page is pretty much summed up. Can't do the text yet because for some reason my PC hates text layers. But hopefully it's not too much of a problem. Alright, let's save this as the correct thing. Alright. Hates text layers, I forgot about that. Alright, let's get the next page going. Got that, so I need to flip. Okay, so this would be changing into a different scene. So now we're back at the main area. Okay, so this would be a sequence of like just setting the scene. So, okay, let's see. These are sometimes some of the most tricky ones to do. This could be a lot. Okay, I think I have an idea of what I want to do. For the first panel anyway. And this is basically going to be some copy paste because, yeah, I don't want to draw this again. So we're going to do like a side panel. Not that small. Probably about that size. But the door shutting. So I could probably just like copy paste quite a bit. So that's back a little ways. Yep, right here. And no, I do not consider this cheating. I do not. 1, 2, 3. It'd be 3. Very important we get that correct. Copy. Because I hate to tell you guys, comic book artists do this all the time. If they do it digitally, they definitely do this like this. Animes, TV shows, like if there's like something like constantly happening or like in like rapid succession is repeating itself, usually it's copy pasted. Okay, I need to make a layer. So that'd be today. Oh, never mind. I keep forgetting it hates text layers for some goddamn reason. Alright, let's see. Okay, so the click doesn't need to be there. Okay, excuse me. So I think if I just go something like that, then just extend the door like areas up and down, we should be fine. And I also need to put some text at the top that says like, you know, the time and stuff, like, you know, 15 minutes later or something like that. Okay, for this I need the ruler tool. Yep. That right there. Ew. The true straight line tool. Nothing else. Did I do it? I think so. Okay. Now I need to add the text because that's really all I wanted for that kind of a setting. So I'm going to put that on top of everything. So we'd have like the text, let's see. Hell's Pub. Really? You? So we're at Hell's Pub. Hell's Pub. Drusilla's room. Drusilla's room. Then we'd have like there was a day sequencing going on, so this would technically be day 20 because we are past the midnight. Day 20. And it would be like, what time was it when we went? Consistency is everything. When was the last time jump? Right here. Excuse me. Okay, 12:20. That's when Razzle came back. Then she went to her room and was determined to find her sister. Then probably took her 10-ish minutes to find her. So I would say by the time they got back, it'd be probably around 12. We'll just go 12:45. 12:45 a.m. And that would basically be in a box. Probably a lot bigger than that. Then down here, I'd probably have like some kind of font or like a text font, like close or something like that. Just to let the reader know the door's closing. Closing. Okay, then on the opposite side, we're gonna have a sequence. This is always the trickiest part. So, door closes. Then we'd have maybe like 3 panels to determine what's happening after. So let's see. What I see is Razzle turning, like kind of gazing, and then we like Razzle eye looking back. Then we would have a picture of like Drusilla on the bed looking kind of, you know, fucked. And then the last one would probably be her on the bed with Drusilla. And no, none of this is romantically implied, guys. It's literally 2 friends, like, helping one another here. Okay, so the first one shouldn't be that bad. Then again, I have been wrong before. So she'd be looking at the door. So we need the, oh my god, we need the headlight style eyeballs. They're kind of triangular. No. Okay. That looks like shit. Alright, let's fix that. Please and thank you. Oh my god, can I have a brush? Jesus. Nope, that don't look right. That's pretty close. Okay, what size? Oh my god. What side of Razzle's face are we on? We are on, I believe, the side with the thing that comes down over her eye. So, I'm going to add her little triangle thing that comes down from her eye first. Yeah, that's pretty close. Alright. Then I'm going to put atop the eye her pupil. She'd be looking back. So she wouldn't be looking forward, she'd be looking back. So I would say, would it be the half one like that? Or is it a full-blown diamond? I think it's only when they look forward that the diamond is like cut in half. Let's try and get this a little more correct. Yeah, that'll work. It'll work well enough. Nope. Looks a little off, but sorry, it doesn't need to be perfect. Whoa, what the fuck? Yeah, it's not perfect, but whatever. Okay, so she'd be looking back like that. Okay. Eyelashes next, which razzles are pretty damn easy. Probably go more like that. Okay. Connect that correctly. Okay, now let's give her an eyebrow. So she's kind of worried about her, so be probably something along the lines of that. Nope, that looks angry. No. Probably something more along those lines. There we go. There we go. Okay, I do think you would see the front of her face just a little bit, so I'm definitely going to add some texture. So that would be like basically the front part. Okay, that don't look right. Okay, that kind of looks right. Yeah, let's give her some hair. Okay, Razzle's hair is... comes back up. Then on this side, she has that long that comes down. Yeah, we're probably looking like something like that. The heck? Oh. Okay. Now she has those strands that come down from the side. Let's see. Oh. Let me erase, if I can get a goddamn eraser. Thank you. Just that. Nope, that's definitely not right. That'll work. Okay, that don't look like it's going the right way. Okay, that does the work. Does the work? Does the trick. Let's go up. Nope, not the right curvature. That might work. Okay, then this entire strand is covering the front of her face. Yep. Okay. Looks pretty good for what it needs to be. All right, now we're to the panel that's going to get a little bit more complicated. So this is actually going to be a little complicated because it's a wide shot. Okay. So she's looking back. Drusilla would be sitting on the bed. Its side panel would definitely probably be the easiest way to draw this. So the way I'm seeing to do it is first we start with the background, or the main thing that she needs to be sitting on, which is the bed. And this is where things get kind of tricky because of perspective. Way too high. Let's try this, like, height. So we're looking at the bed from front ways. So it'd just be like a rectangle. But I gotta keep room for Drusilla as well. Okay, turn it again. Okay, so we'd have the mattress on top, then the bed springs. Yeah, that should do the trick. All right. Yeah, I feel like we need to also go, okay, again, back up this way. Because there would need to be like a nightstand. Maybe a little bit more room than that. Okay, then the rest. Oops, not that. Off. Turn this off before it becomes an issue. Excuse me. Okay, now comes the interesting part. Well, first things first, I'm going to draw like a lamp or something on her nightstand. So that'd be like a circle. Jesus Christ. Okay. Enough of that game. Here. Maybe something like that. draw me many lamps, so they're not necessarily that difficult to draw. Depending on which kind you're drawing. Okay, draw off the circle. Oh, God. Nope, needs to be straighter. Okay, that don't look too bad. Okay, now I need the thing on top. Okay, this is gonna take a little bit of work. Stop it, please, and thank you. And there it goes. Knew that was going to happen. Was starting to lag a little bit. That's okay. Just gotta reconnect. Let me unplug you, put you in this. Maybe then you'll stop being such a laggy bitch. Okay, let's try this again. Shall we? Okay, it connected. Okay, it reconnected. Good, good, good. Oh my fucking, are you kidding me? Okay, I think I know what I need to do. I need to restart IBIS because it's lagging. So just give me a second. I do not know why my tablet gets so fucking dipwad-ish. Really? Jesus Christ. Okay, let's try this again, shall we? Sorry guys, IBIS is one temperamental piece of shit. Especially when you're trying to stream. But not the worst thing in the world. Okay, let's try this again. Shall we? This time. Okay. Okay, let's see if this works. Oh, much better. We're just working on the lampshade.
Fuck, I got a headache again.
Nope. A lot more. Oh, hang on. Gotta get rid of this issue. Nope, straight across. I said straight across, dipshit. How hard is it to draw a straight line? Probably impossible. That's close enough. Okay. Okay, that kind of looks like a lamp. An old-fashioned lamp for sure, but okay, let's give the shade a little bit of a girth, some detail. Okay, that looks like shit. Mm-mm. Okay, fuck this. Nope, that one looks like shit. That'll sell enough. Alright. Feel like that's all she really needs for this scene anyway. But one thing I'm seeing is, okay, that's perspective based. Okay, what I need to do then is I need to go back to here. Turn it again. Okay, so the drawer needs to be, or the, whatever it's called, nightstand. So there's the top of it. Drawer 1, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more down. All right. The true straight line tool. And I'm not going crazy with backgrounds. God, no. We'll be here forever. We're just gonna go pretty easy. Copy, paste. It's not the main focal point anyways, so doesn't really matter. Paste. More to the right. That looks like a nightstand to me. 1. Oh, it's part of the main thing, right? That looks like a nightstand. All right. Now let's see about adding a girl. This is going to be a little tricky. She will be silhouetted, but I don't know. I don't know yet. So I imagine her face would be down because, well, she just went through some shit, man. She just went through some shit. So of course her head's gonna be down. What the fuck? Oh god, nice. Jesus Christ. Okay, let's turn that just a little bit. Something more like that, yeah. Alrighty. Remember the last time I did this? It was a bit of a bitch. Oh god, no, not a pencil neck. Something along those lines. All right. Now, the fun part. Drawing the body at this angle. Okay, well, we'd have the bump for the shoulder. Please move. So that'd be the bump for the shoulder, then it go down to halfway, curve out, because that would be about where your belly button is. A little further down that. Yeah, probably about right there. Then the booty goes down to the butt and flattens out. Now the front. Eraser, please. My fucking lord. Back that up just a little bit. It's important to get that clavicle there. AKA your collarbone. And her butt, then her bahungas. And I gotta figure that out now. I think we're going out just a little bit further than that. So back this up. Comes to these angles, it's so tricky. Okay, that looks like a collarbone. That goes down, that goes back up. Nope, that looks like it's raised. Okay, now we're getting to the right areas. Or the right idea is what I should say. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell right now. I think I've still got a few things off. I'm just going to make another layer. Okay. Belly button is, curls in, goes out like that. Then down to the forbidden areas. We'll straighten that. And now her legs. Probably one of the more trickier parts. Okay, she's way too far away from the edge, so I need to move her over a little bit more. Here they are just too small, which could also be a possibility. Like I said, I am not the best when it comes to, like, what's the word? Up close shit. Okay. Then we get to the knee. And your leg would just basically flop, like down like that. Oh God, no, 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 no. Jesus Lord, no. Okay, the foot we're not going to worry about too much. Until we get a little further into this process. Okay, foot would definitely go, or leg would definitely go down further than that. Probably to about right there. Okay, head is massive. So we need to tone that down just a little bit. Legs are too short, I can definitely tell that. So let's try that again. Let's try that and see if maybe, just maybe, that might work. Definitely more of a leg, I will definitely say that. It's definitely much more of a leg. Okay. Then her feet would just be kind of down like that, down like that, and kind of go out like that. Not too worried about getting her toes 100% correct. But we'd have the little toe, then the other toe, then another toe, and then another toe, which would kind of go up like that. Really? Again, she's going to be silhouetted, so I'm not really too like focused on getting those. Holy shit, those were tiny. Yeah, that's tiny. Holy moly, yeah, she needs bigger feet. Definitely needs some bigger feet. Again, one of the easiest mistakes to make. Definitely one of the easier mistakes to make. Especially with hands and feet and stuff like that. Okay, how big is that? That's probably more about the right size. Doe, doe, doe. Okay, definitely not the right, like, shaping. Let's try this again. Okay. Closer, but not quite. That work? Again, we're not trying to get every little detail correct. Just trying to make it look close enough. As long as you can tell what the f it is, that's all I care about. Today. Yep, definitely needed that little bump. It's always the trickiest freaking part with feet, for me personally. Okay, that looks more like a foot of the right size, I'd say. Now let's get rid of this little forbidden area. Okay. Think that the bump for her shoulder goes out a little too far. This usually happens. Okay. I feel like what I need to do next is get a copy of the leg because, well, it kind of would look weird if her leg was just kind of there as one. Kind of makes her look like a peg leg. So I'd put probably something like that. And from this perspective, you can't really tell if the toes are the right size or not. So I'm not too worried about the toes. Okay. Okay, now I gotta make the anatomy correct for the leg. It's not there. God damn it. What am I doing? Oh, lasso. Okay, let's see if we can get this correct. Well, let's see. If the foot goes down further, that means your leg is hanging more down than the other one. So the knee would not be that high. Should probably be more like right here. Oh god, no, 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 no. God, I need a haircut. Or, let me see something. Would that just work? Sometimes it does. That doesn't make any sense anatomically wise, so nope, that definitely don't work. That's probably more the right area for that to be. But you wouldn't see it connect. I don't think so. I don't think so. Goes out. I don't know. Let's move on to the arms. So the arms shouldn't be too difficult, I would say. Should be just kind of sitting. Sitting and kind of contemplating on what the hell she just went through. No, 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 no. Arms are definitely not that big. Or that wide. That don't look natural. Would that work just fine? I mean, yeah. Kind of. The head is what's throwing me off right now, and that's normal. It makes sense because I usually don't work on the head until... Yeah. Okay, I need the body. Which one has the body? Right there. And yes, we will clothe her. She will have clothes on. Okay, that don't look right. Okay, that looks more like a female, I would say. Definitely looks more feminine. That's her body, right? Yep. Okay, careful. Okay, not bad. Now I just need to take, not that, this, and shrink it down quite a bit. So I can get the right size for the head. When it comes to anime heads, it's a little bit more tricky. Definitely a little bit more on the trickier side. That don't look right. It's because her head's down, so yeah, the neck would be angled differently, wouldn't it? Be more like that. Kind of, sort of. Sure, let's go with that. Alright, now we gotta add her hair. We're not adding eyes and shit because we don't need it. She's just gonna kind of be a silhouette sitting on the bed. Okay. Okay, this angle is going to be kind of tricky because her hair would be basically covering her face. Let's see. And a shorter one. I said a shorter one, not a longer one. And then we'd have the little strand that goes down over her boob, or kind of rests there. Nope. No. I don't think I need to add her ear. That's where her ear would be, basically right there. So we don't need to add the ear. Side angle for Dressel is pretty easy. Sometimes. Okay, think logically here. Gotta find the back of the head. So I think there's one more strand that comes down. That's longer. Now we gotta find the shape of the head. And when the head is down like this, it's a bit more on the trickier side. For sure. Okay. I can never find the right place where the goddamn midpoint is. Say it's like right here. Fuck that. It's hard to remember how hair kind of works sometimes. Oh, for the love of Pete! This fucking stabilizer. Yep, looks like I'm just gonna have to do this kind of thing, just one step at a time. Okay, you're really, really starting to make me mad. Yeah. And I know, you're probably saying, just turn the stabilizer off. Well, you know what? I'm gonna, because fuck that. Okay. Just wanted to get around that goddamn head. Alright. Eraser. I said thank you. Alright, there we go. I think that her hair's a little high off the top of her head, but again, in time. Excuse me. So that would go down the back of her head. Probably connect to her back. That would be the short strand. And then the longer strands would just kind of cascade down her back. Okay, now we get rid of our guidelines and see what happens. Okay, doesn't look terrible, but it's definitely not the right angle. Yep, definitely not the right angle. So we gotta fix that. Stop it! Okay, that might work. Okay, we still gotta add our little heart strand thing. Again, I do not know the proper terminology. These things. No, get that a little bit more clean. That looks like shit. Still looks too small. Come on, brain. Mm-mm. There we go. That looks better. Okay, now the ultimate test. Not too worried about getting everything correct, but still important that I get some aspects correct. No. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. What the hell? The fuck? 22. Again, she's going to be a silhouette, so we don't have to get her perfect. She's basically going to be a black shadow. Okay, what are we on? 27. I'm just trying to minimize the amount of lines that we have to fill in. What am I looking at? Hold on. Oh, I see.
See
if I can nail that. 28. Should have known. Alright. It's when we fill in the blank that it's really gonna determine. No. Black, please. So far, not too bad, but I think that I do think that the hair is a little too high off the top of the head. So I may need to be dropped a little bit. Oh, sorry guys. Oh, heartburn. Oh. Oh. I think it's the angle of the hair. Get rid of that. Yep, that's over here. Like it needs to be turned just a smidge. Yep, more like that. Okay. That means we just gotta connect some dots. No. No. Black. Give me black. Again, we don't really need to worry about getting this perfect. Just somewhat right. Okay. And in that case, I'm going to add another hair strand. Nope. Drusilla has got some locks on her. What's this? Why did you copy that one, you dipwad? There we go. I think that's 25 or 26. Uh, 27? The fuck? 28. That is not. Oh my fucking. Sorry. It's really annoying. Okay, well, I know what layer that's on, at least. Right? No, that's the lamp. Oh my god, I'm in the wrong place. There we go. Okay. I still think she has a little too much hair. But I guess we'll find out here in just a minute. I think that the hair is a little too large. That it needs to come down just a smidge. That looks more correct. That looks like the right amount of hair we're supposed to have. Okay, I'm not gonna bother like refixing everything because it doesn't really matter. Okay. Let's give her some horns because she needs her horns. Okay, the horns come out like right here behind the second strand. Nope, too flat. Let's just curl that a little bit. Oh, her tail. Forgot about her tail. Oh, great, my favorite part. Okay, where's the tip of her butt? Right there. I would imagine that, you know, being depressed, her tail would just kind of go down like that. Kind of like symbolizes their mood, I guess you could say. Another thing I hate to draw is the tail because it's a symmetrical shape. Or has symmetrical body parts, which is really flipping annoying.
Let me see your Medicaid card.
Hold on.
See if I can
Okay, guys, I feel like I'm safe. Alright, we're gonna fill her in now with darkness, because that's basically the idea here. That's part of her hair.
I need the security code they're gonna send you.
Okay, hang on. Okie doke. Now that's taken care of. Excuse me. Okay, little strand right here. Okay, that's exactly the kind of vibe I was going for. Feel like the bed needs a little bit more detail though than just 2 blocks. So I wanted to mainly get her done first. Okay, where is that? Right there. Push that down to the right size. Okay, I need the ruler. Okay. We're just gonna get her nice and fixed up. Now let's turn, please and thank you, that this way. Nope. Okay, let's turn that off. Not that. Okay. The headboard, I think I can just make a curved like thing. So that's not too bad by any means to do. So from behind her, just like a... Okay. Well, if that's the case, then what we would need is bedposts. So that would go like up. Okay, back to the ruler. The tool that saves my ass with straight line anything. Something along those lines. Maybe cut off at the top a little bit. Oh my god, can I get an eraser? Yeah, let's see if maybe we can... Where's my thing? Oh, it's off apparently. Let's see. Nope. Is it the focal point? No. Not really. The focal point is sad and depressed Drusilla. Okay, now we can add a headboard. Okay. Get the ruler again. Maybe. Where's the turn thing? There it is. Because we're missing some key stuff. Okay. Now this is where I do this. Turn that off. And the pillows from this angle just be kind of flat. Let's kind of draw some squiggly lines and see what happens. Okay, which fucking line am I following? God, Jesus. Something along those lines. Back to the bed. Get rid of the bed end. Something like that. So there's the pillow. Let's give her some sheets, which won't be difficult at all. We just got to go. That goes out, goes up. Kind of just tickles her leg a little bit. That's probably not the right, like, curvature for that. I'd say more like that. There we go. Okay, we'll worry about that in a minute. Okay, let's erase the excess underneath. Okay. That's the one. Nope. Okay, just something like that. I mean, that looks like a bedroom, in my opinion. It's not perfect, but it doesn't really need to be. Okay. I think I got a better idea for the final panel. I think I'm just gonna have her with a panel of a closed eye, like to show that she like feels like what she's going through. Because spoiler alert, Razzle does have a good feeling of what she's actually going through right now. Copy. Paste. Okay. Yeah, this ain't a story for kiddies. This is for adults. 100%. Okay. Let's see, push that up there, just so that it's a lot more organized. Okay, where's the eyeballs? Okay, that needs to be there. Where's her thing? So that needs to be flipped upside down. Maybe if I can... Really? Okay. Something like that. Where's the triangle thing? Excuse me. Nope. Okay. Where's her eyelash? Or eyebrow, excuse me. Please and thank you. Okay, one more little detail we can add here is to do something like that. Okay. The key to a manga is pacing. Pacing is the key. So sometimes you gotta have these little moments where you just kind of stop and look to get the weight of the situation. I do not like how that looks, so let me fix that real quick. These are really the moments that sometimes add the most impact. And then I would basically give her like a text layer where she says like sister again. Sister. And ... Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. That's pretty good for a second page. It definitely sells what's supposed to. Door shuts. She looks back at her sister. You see the visual of Drusilla on the bed, kind of looking fucked. And then eyes shut, sister, because she's worried about her. I really like this. Only 2.5 hours, so that's great. We're on a good streak. I'm trying to decide if I want to do a third page. Some days I do get like that, where I the first 2 pages really didn't do much, they weren't like really much work at all. So it's not really hard on me. So sometimes I end up doing a third page. Okay, need to decide. What time is it? It is 1:22 in the afternoon for me. Honestly, I feel like that's pretty good for today. 2 days is healthy. I don't want to rush the story, and I really don't know where I want to go with the next page in terms of like pacing. I know where I want to go, but I'm not too entirely sure what I want to portray. So I feel like that's pretty good, considering the rough start we fucking had. Jesus Christ. Technology, gotta love it. Well, I don't know. Let me just have a break for a minute. Let me just have a little teensy break to, take my eyes off of it and just ponder and think for a minute while I clean this mess up. If I were to go further, I feel like I know what I'd want, but I have to portray something, or I'd have to portray something that is, fucking hell, kind of hard to portray in a way. Nah, I think I'm gonna call it today. I don't want to overwork my brain, guys. So, I will do the rest of the text-based stuff off stream, like I've been doing, and add any additional facts or whatever. And yeah, that actually didn't take that long, thank God. Even though we had a really rough start with me wanting to kill my PC and throw it out the window, but yeah, this thing cost me like $300. I'm not gonna throw it out the window. Or, no, it actually costs me, what was it, 300 and something, 400, something along those lines. I don't freaking remember. But yeah, I am really happy with these 2 pages. It definitely gets across what I am looking for. Just setting the tone and putting it in place. So, I don't know if I'll stream this tomorrow, but we shall see. But yeah, keeping 2 a day is perfect. Perfect amount of pacing, perfect amount of just keeping it nice and cool for me to not overwork myself and not killing me, pretty much. So anyways, guys, yeah, that's it for today, and until the next time, which will probably be soon, all I can say is be patient, because this is a lot of work. There's still a lot left to do, and yeah, just expect it to come out hopefully in October. And yeah, I will see you all later, and thank you for joining me today. Have a great day, and bye.